I'm Claire's Wellness Week. We are going to discuss rejection today. So yesterday I did a brief little intro about wellness, what works for me, tips and tricks. So today we're going to discuss something a little bit more focused. So rejection is something that affects our wellness exponentially. So me personally, I have experienced a lot of rejection throughout my life, as many of you probably have, and especially a lot recently. I have been rejected numerous times now through the universities, but that's just what it is. You know, many of us have been rejected in relationships, many of us have been rejected in friendships, family, job offers, career paths. Rejection is something that is part and parcel of life. And we all know how it feels. It's that punch in the stomach, that sudden stab right in the gut. And sometimes it's a bit more intense than others, but we all know what it feels like. And it affects us. So that reaction that we get to it, we can either do one of two things. We can either allow it to direct us in a direction that's not good for us, that is going to cause us not to find wellness and happiness and positivity in our life, or we can take that rejection and we can turn it into something positive and we can learn from it. So what we often don't look at, you know, because we're always focusing on how awful it feels if we're rejected, or, you know, why me? We often don't look at, if that rejection happens, what comes of it after? And quite often, something a lot better comes along. And it's almost life's way of transferring us and moving us into a direction that is better suited to our needs and wants. So I want us to just have a few minutes to discuss different ways to look at it, because it's obviously not, you know, if you're rejected, you don't turn around and say, oh, you know, I'm fine, because that's not reality. You know, you have to deal with how you feel. Your emotions are your emotions. So it's important to feel them, accept them, and, you know, sit with them for a while and know that where they're coming from is valid. And then from there, you want to take action. One of the best ways that I find when, you know, you're facing rejection is to go out for a walk, clear your head, move, be with somebody that feels good, and that always helps to sort of clear your mind and look at it from a different angle. You know, if we are sitting in that rejection and we are feeling negative and we're feeling angry and bitter and why me and why did this happen, it's very hard to find a positive solution or a different path. So it's really important that we go and we clear our mind and we do something that makes us feel good, so that we can look at it from a new set of eyes. And so that's the first thing that I say is really important, and that's what works for me. And secondly, you know, look back in your life, and if you have had areas where you've been rejected or, you know, not accepted before, have a look at that and see what came from that. Because sometimes having a little self-reflection and looking back on our lives and seeing what actually happened, you know, when you're in it, you're feeling it and you think it's the worst thing and nothing's ever going to get better, but most often it does. You know, if it's a partner that you're with that you really, really wanted to stay with, or you really wanted to be with, you know, afterwards you probably ended up finding your husband or your wife or your significant other. You know, there's usually something good that comes of it. You know, if it was the university or the degree you wanted but you didn't get in, then you look what happened later on, and you either went to somewhere better or you chose another course that was more suited to your, you know, personality. So there's so many things that we can do without just taking that negative side of rejection and then turning it into something even worse. And often what we do is we don't take action. So, you know, when we're rejected, we sit back. We feel like we're not good enough. You know, we can't make the changes. It wasn't meant to be for us. You know, we think of all the things, the negative things. What we want to do is always be taking action. You know, not immediately. You want to be able to sit, clear your head and think, what is it that I want? But then from there, make different moves. Follow things that really feel good to you. And usually when we follow, you know, our intuition and our internal guidance, it actually takes us to even better places. So I hope this has really helped you guys, and that when you do feel rejected in whichever area of your life, you take it, you look at it, you sit with it, and then you take action into a direction that's even better for you. And I really hope that that in itself makes you feel good, and it's another aspect of your wellness that makes you feel well, and rather than awful. So I hope that helped. If you like this and you're enjoying Claire's wellness tips and tricks, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again. Have a wonderful day.